Under advanced settings for session pass, first things first, we have the purchase restriction. So whether this purchase option can be bought online by clients or only a staff can sell this purchase option. An example where a business may switch it over to only staff can sell this purchase option could be maybe there are some verification that's needed. Maybe it's like a special students purchase option, and they have to verify the student ID in person. So maybe they will restrict it so that only staff can sell. That's just one of many examples why a business may not put it online. Another reason could be the business does not have a merchant processor set up and integrated with Wellness Living. In that case, they cannot put anything online into the store because the clients will have no way to buy it online. So then only staff can sell it. Underneath that, which clients can be eligible to purchase this purchase option? So we have three options available to all clients, so no restrictions. Introductory offer for new clients only, so only if they are a brand new customer, a brand new client that has never purchased anything from this business before. And last but not least, available to select client types only. So I can go ahead and select only specific client types on my system, and only those people will be able to see this and buy this online. Coming down, whether this is sold individually or sold as part of a package only. An example of what may be set up as sold as part of a package only, maybe let's say it's a product and it is a special limited edition t-shirt, and this t-shirt cannot be purchased on its own. It's only available if you buy it in a package with other purchase options, for example. In that case, you may say it's sold as part of a package only, so that item, whether it's a purchase option or a product, it can never be sold on its own. So you have two options here. Now, obviously, if you've set it up as sold individually, it will still allow us to put it into a package, and we will learn a little bit later in our lesson on what a package is. Coming down, access to location. So again, if it's this will only come up if it's a multi-location business, whether this purchase option gives the clients access to all locations or only specific locations to attend. Access to classes, whether it's all classes, none, or a selection of classes. Access to events. Now you may be wondering why this is here. If we actually scroll all the way back up to the top, you will notice that the service category that we chose is clash/events. So it's actually grouped together under one category, and that's why both of those options are down there. So in this case, since I was only creating a class pass, not anything for an event, I'm going to leave it as none. Access to gym. So if gym visits is enabled as an available service, we can determine with this session pass whether it allows the clients to have open gym access to come and use a gym facility. So you can either say open access or no access. Clash and enrollment attendance restrictions. Well, we have two options here. No attendance restriction, meaning that with the 5 passes, they can come in at any time they want. They can come in as often as they want and use up the 5 passes however they like. The option on the left-hand side is to apply an attendance restriction. If we do apply it, we have to first of all set the period, whether the restriction is based on a day, week, 4-week period, a month, or a year. Let's just say for this, maybe there is an attendance restriction. They can only come in maximum once a day. We don't want them to come in for multiple classes in a day. We can maybe leave it as day, and the maximum visit would then be just the one. If there are multiple attendance restrictions for this specific session pass, you can go ahead and click on the add restriction button to add additional restrictions. Coming down, if there is an attendance restriction that is set up, whether the attendance restriction is applied at the start of the calendar cycle, so for that specific month, or the attendance restriction is applied at the start of the payment cycle. So then this will be dependent on when the client started paying for this session pass. So then this will also be very important for the business to set it up properly so that some clients don't miss out on the sessions. And then coming down, enabling rollovers or not. So let's just say, for example, in that one day they were unable to come in. Maybe they were sick, maybe they hurt themselves. So in that case, are we going to allow the client then the next day to come for 2 sessions? So we're rolling this attendance restriction over, and then maybe next day they're able to sign up for 2 classes. And let's say if they miss those sessions again, maybe because they're still sick, on the third day, Are we going to roll over those 2 days that they didn't come in, and we're going to roll over to the third day to allow them to book up to 3 classes? So you have two options here, to enable the rollover or not to enable the rollover. Okay. Coming down, we can set up a contract. So this is something that we've seen when we were setting up events. So if you want to set up a contract, we can, and we can go ahead and take a look at what email variables the business can incorporate into their contract. So these variables, again, is just a straight copy and paste if you want to use it. The description of what it displays will be on the right-hand side. Okay, and we do have an additional option here for the contract to turn on or off for when clients to whom a purchase option was transferred must sign a contract. So in One Less Living, we can transfer purchase options to another client in the system. So this is relevant to that. If the purchase option is to be transferred, will the new clients who've taken on this purchase option, do they have to sign the contract as well or not? Okay, and just a quick little fun bit here. You can drag and drop this to make it bigger so that maybe you can see all the content all at once, aside from, besides from maybe scrolling up and down. Just make it a little bit easier to see. I'm just going to go with no contract here. Coming down client type, this is something new that we've not seen yet. When this purchase option is purchased, mark client as, and we're going to be taking a look at client types a little bit later, but by default in the system, for passes, it will give us three options: active pass holder, inactive pass holder, and a prospect. So just for ease of use here, I'm just going to say when a client is to buy this session pass, I want the system to update their client type to an active pass holder. So the system will then do this for us automatically in the backend. Coming down, sharing memberships and passes, whether this pass is shareable by default. If it's by default, you're gonna have to select the family member relationship, right? Maybe by default they can share it with their spouses only. I can go ahead and set that up so that if a relationship is set up, then by default it's gonna go ahead and let them use a pass together. Now, if you go, no, for the most part, it is going to be case by case basis, and we do have a restriction. Maybe they can only share with a maximum of one other person. We then probably would want to go with do not share pass with family members by default, but in the back end, a staff member can still open up access for the pass to be shared. Coming down, revenue and staff payroll calculation. Include clients who use this purchase option in payroll calculation, or exclude clients who use this purchase option from the payroll calculation. So this will only be relevant if the business is setting up staff payroll for each of the individual staff members. And this will really only matter if it is maybe a per head structure, right, like a per client head structure, or maybe a commission-based structure. Then in that case, this will be relevant because we have to tell the system whether to include these people into the head count or not. Down here, approximate revenue per session or approximate revenue based on number of visits. So in this case, if I leave it as such, it's going to go ahead and do the 50 divided by 5, right? So that's nice and easy. It's $10 per visit. Now, on this case, if I leave it as this, let's just say the client came in only twice in the pay period. Okay. What's going to happen is during that reporting period, because they only came in twice, what's going to happen is instead of $50 divided by 5, the client only came in twice. So the math is going to look like $50 divided by 2. So the revenue that's going to show up on the report for that time period that it was run for, it's going to look as $25 per session. Okay. Whereas if I go with approximate revenue per session on the left-hand side, I can put it in, right, regardless of how many times they come in. Each time they come in, because it's $50 divided by 5, I want the system to track it as $10 per session right off the bat, right? I don't want the system to calculate based on how many visits they've come in during that reporting period I'm running for. Regardless, if they've only came in twice, I'm running the report, it's only going to show as $10 per session. So it will affect revenue reporting in that case, and this is absolutely up to how the business wants to set this up. There is no right or wrong for this. Coming down, we can set up barcodes for services. So maybe a barcode for purchase options. So in the event that maybe the business owner has a barcode scanner and they want to quickly just check out the clients without having to go through the store, right? Maybe filter by the store categories and then find the purchase option they want to sell. Maybe they just want to scan the barcode and right away the system will know it's a 5-class pass session pass. Then they can go ahead and set up a barcode here. It's not used often, but some people may use it. Coming down, a receipt, whether we want to default the email receipt to the system's default, or we can customize the email receipt. Maybe this purchase option, the business owner wants to add something specific to this. They can customize the email receipt for just this purchase option. Okay. And then again, email variables that can be added to further customize it. Okay. And then at the very end, we have the revenue category. So similar to our services, we want to make sure we track where this revenue goes. So I'm just going to keep it simple, right? I already have a classes revenue category that's set up here. I'm just going to attach it to this. However, maybe I want to maybe create a second one called maybe session passes. I can maybe add a second one and assign it to both. In this case, I'm just going to leave it as classes. I'm going to save this to complete the creation. So you'll now see that there is the class pass that's created here, right? It's called 5 class pass. There's a 1 month expiration. It's 5 classes in general, but there is a restriction for 1 class per day, and there's $50. If I go back into this session pass, so just click on it. I'm going to scroll all the way to the very bottom under advanced settings. I'm going to expand it. Once I save it, there will now be a direct buy URL available for this purchase option. So very similarly to our direct booking links available for our services, our purchase options, since they're not booked, they are purchased, we have a direct buy URL. So our business owner can then maybe copy this to the clipboard, maybe add it into customized emails, or maybe put it onto their website. Makes it a lot easier for the clients to just click on the link and have this purchase option added to their cart online. Last but not least, on the very bottom right, you will see that there is a save button to just save any changes you've made. But to the left of it, there is a duplicate button. So similarly to classes, purchase options can also be duplicated. So let's just say we've made a 5 class pass, but I want to create a 10 class pass as well. We can go ahead and easily duplicate this, make changes to it, and quickly create a second purchase option. We will go ahead and take a look at another topic later on how to duplicate purchase options.